This is the Dell XPS 13 Developer Edition laptop. Starting price, about $1,000. This is the Tuxedo InfinityBook S14. Starting price, about $1,200. This is the System76 Oryx Pro. I love it dearly. But I've also been talking a lot about this in my column over at Forbes. This is the new System76 Oryx Pro. Starting price, about $1,600 US. This is all amazing hardware, but it's not going to help Linux adoption. And you know what? I'm part of the problem. Before I continue my affordable Linux laptop rant, I wanted to show you guys this. Let me turn it around. This is the Linux for Everyone coffee mug. It makes a great gift. You can get it for yourself, treat yourself, or you can get it for just a friend or family member who likes Linux. It's not really a channel or show-specific thing if you think about it, because on the other side, coffee for everyone. So if you have a coffee fan in your life, you have a Linux fan in your life, get him this mug. It's pretty affordable, and every purchase really goes a long way to helping support this channel. You can check out the mug and our t-shirts, stickers, and hoodies over at the URL right up there somewhere. Thanks a lot, guys. So desktop Linux is always going to have this area of opportunity, and that is more adoption among typical PC users, right? These are the folks who rely on their PC for web browsing, checking their email, keeping up on social media, doing web shopping, maybe some light gaming, maybe the occasional video conference. They don't need 8 cores and blistering performance. They don't need any of this, and they definitely don't need Windows or Mac OS to get all that done. But speaking as someone who has been in the tech journalism industry for about a decade and in the Linux specific industry for about 2.5 years, it seems like within our bubble, our little echo chamber, it seems like all the coverage and the hype is always around the bleeding edge, the higher end hardware, the Oryx Pros, the Lenovo ThinkPads, the XPS Developer Editions, even stuff like the Star Labs Mark IV laptop, which is going to be a fantastic laptop, but again, starting price is going to be up there, right? I'm kind of guilty of encouraging and perpetuating that behavior because I do it myself. I do it all the time. Now, some of these companies, in fact, I will argue that the majority of these companies that are producing Linux-specific hardware, the ones that are in the spotlight, they don't even have what I would consider affordable Linux laptops. What do I mean by affordable? That is going to vary depending on who you are, where you live, your economic situation. I would say that for a decent laptop, you're looking at between $400 to $600. I think that is the sweet spot. Just like with AMD and NVIDIA, when we're talking about graphics cards, there's that sweet spot where the consumer, the majority of consumers are going to be drawn to that, and that's where they're going to make the majority of their profit, is that mid-range, right? Not the super low end, not the high end, not the Titans of the world, the mid-range, the $200 to $300 graphics card. But it seems like so few companies are making these approachable, affordable Linux laptops. Now, I obviously can't record this video without mentioning Pine 64 and the Pinebook Pro. I mean, that's a $199 laptop, but it is handicapped a bit by two things. Number one, ARM, and I'm sure that we will start to see more and more software becoming available on ARM platforms, but right now it doesn't open the door wide open to the software that people need. Number two is that a lot of Pine 64's products are a work in progress. Are they great for tinkerers and enthusiasts and early adopters? Yeah, absolutely. But they're works in progress. These are not things that I want to hand a average, typical, everyday PC user, because I worry that that they might run into problems that they can't solve. Earlier this month, a company called Slimbook made a step forward in the right direction. They are releasing a pair of laptops called Slimbook Essential. So these are a 14 and 15-inch Ultrabook class laptop. They are manufactured with an aluminum chassis. They have a 180-degree opening angle, and they'll ship with either Intel Core i3, Core i5, or Core i7. The 15-inch version even has a customizable RGB keyboard, which is kind of cool. Now, these are going to start at about $590 US. So right underneath the ceiling of that $600 sweet spot. And for that, you will get a 250 gigabyte NVMe drive, a 1080p display, an Intel Core i3 1005 G1, I think. You'll get a white backlit keyboard, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and a pretty decent variety of ports and connectivity also. One angle of the Slimbook experience that I really like is that they offer a bunch of pre-installed Linux distributions. They have Debian, Ubuntu, KDE Neon, Linux Mint, OpenSUSE, and several others. And if you need it, you can even ask them to set up a dual boot solution with Windows and Linux. And guys, we have got to start making more noise about these more affordable laptops that are being offered within the Linux ecosystem. And I'm going to try to do that for my part. I'm going to make an effort to not just promote the expensive and shiny, but also the normal stuff that everybody uses, because this is Linux for everyone. I can predict that a lot of you are going to say, but Jason, $590, $600, that's not really affordable. And even if I would consider that affordable, the specs are not that awesome for the price. I think that's a decent starting price for a Linux laptop with those specs. Could it be better? Yeah. I'd like to see it dip down a little bit, but for a hardware company to be able to utilize something called economy of scale, that is being able to just produce more product at a cheaper price, they have to have more sales, which means they have to have more customers, which means they need more awareness. And all of that is going to come from what? More Linux users and more press and more promotion. What I think that we really, really need in the Linux hardware space is several offerings between that $199 Pinebook Pro and something like the System76 Oryx Pro that's way up here. We need those $400 to $600 or $700 daily drivers for people that the average PC user can just slip right into and feel comfortable with and enjoy. And that's my little rant about affordable Linux laptops, or the lack thereof. If you guys know about some companies or some products that should be getting a little bit more recognition and a little bit more exposure, drop it in the comments and let me know, okay? Thanks a lot for being here, you guys. Appreciate your subscription and your comments and your likes. Leave all of those after you've watched this video. And a special shout out to all 101 patrons of Linux for Everyone. You guys make a lot of this possible, so thank you. All right, everybody, until we chat again, take care and take care of each other. Bye.